Happy 4th of July. You see, I'm wearing this hat, right? I'm not really a huge celebrator of 4th of July, but my previous video explained why I'm wearing this hat today. But I wanted to talk about how you should chase your passion. You should follow your passion. That's something that a lot of people have started to sway against. Is that you shouldn't follow your passion. You should build your skills in some way so that people will notice you. And that sounds so good. That sounds so good in theory. And I've read Cal Newport's books, So Good They Can't Ignore You, or something along those lines. I've read those books about the wrong ways to follow your passion, right? Well, what they don't tell you is that your passion will cost you. Not following your passion or not following something you enjoy will cost you your happiness. It will cost you a genuinely good life or a genuinely happy and fulfilling life. Because here's what you're led to believe about not following your passion. They say do not follow your passion. You're supposed to chase skills and become good at something, and then you leverage those skills to do something, right? But what yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good in theory, because when you're doing that, you're climbing. You could say you're building your repertoire, and then you're using that repertoire to ascend in your career, you ascend in your ranks, right? Like that would have been good in around 2000 or 1990s or some in the old days. But in 2026, that doesn't fly anymore because building your skills doesn't guarantee anything. It's not like I know this, I know that. You're going to suddenly get a much bigger paycheck than you had before. Have you ever seen the job market now? Job market's it's still horrible right now because everything's about AI, ATS systems, all these ridiculous requirements, prerequisites to get this job, all these ghost postings. It's not even fair. And then even you get to the interview. That's the hard part to even get to the interview. But then when you get to the interview, they ask you the most crazy question possible, and they expect you to know that. Like I remember one time I had I did a final interview for in a lab, and they asked me, and they said like I had plans to go to medical school, but last year I said I was I had I had something that I really liked more, and that was research. But they keep probing me on why you quit medical school and go to research. They keep probing me on that, even though I gave a perfectly fine answer, and then they end up not hiring me. It's crazy. But back to the point about building your skills. Yeah, you could build more skills, right? But in the modern job world, it's about connections. It's about who you know. It's not what you know, and not what you do. Because you would be surprised how many people work more, but they don't get paid the same. They get paid the same as everybody else, even though they have more responsibility. It's super sad. Like I know in one of my previous companies that I worked on, the people were there for 5 years, and only then they were team leads. Imagine you work 5 years doing this thing, one thing, and 5 years later, you're doing that for how many days? How many days? Okay, three. Okay, let's say 3 years to get to a team lead, and they were team lead for like 2 years after that, right? 3 days. That's 1,000 days. Okay, worth of time. But obviously, you don't work that long because you don't work every day. But you know what I mean. 1,000 days where you're doing the exact same thing. You're clocking in, clocking out. You're doing the exact same thing. You think about that? That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. And you're slowly building your skills, right? And you build your skills, and then you get rewarded, right? And then you sign up to the next level, next level, next level, right? Well, that doesn't work like that. It's I for me, 1,000 days doing the exact same thing. It's not something I would be look forward to, especially if it's something that I don't like doing. If it's something I love doing, then I would do it for 1,000 days straight without any hesitation. But when your day-to-day life is doing work that you don't like and then coming home and you're feeling stressed and so tired that you got to turn on the TV or queue up a game or hang out with friends in order to ease that stress, yeah, yeah, that's right. And that means you can't even build your skills in the first place. You're just so tired, you're just so stressed out. You can't even do it. So at some point, that's where that line fails. That line of reasoning that you should not follow your passion. You should just do things that you don't like just to build your skills, even if you just hate where you're working at. Just build your skills and just keep going. So I pretty much just dig your grave even deeper. I guess that's what I feel whenever I hear that. So let's take it the other way then. Why should you follow your passion? And I should even dare to say you should follow your passion until it works, no matter what people say. You should follow your passion even when you have doubts about it, making money off of it. Because at the end of the day, all we want is to do things that we love and be financially stable in the process. That's what we want. We want to make that's what we all wanted. But we're led to believe that we should do the uncomfortable things in order to get there too. Like, I'm not saying that you should just go quit your job and go pursue your passion right now, even if it makes no money. Obviously, you got to pay the bills, you know. But as long you have time after your work or any of your commitments to do things that you actually love and start thinking about trying to make money off of it or making a living off of it, that's what really gives you a sense of fulfillment in life. Because again, those people that try to say don't do things that you enjoy, you gotta build your skills slowly, and people will notice you. Work hard, because that's just not true in 2026. It's just about who you know. You gotta be best friends with your supervisor or your managers or higher ups in order to get there. It's not about showing up and doing your work for 1,000 days straight just to get your team lead to get your bump or your pay raise up by 10%. That's not how it works. It's you do your work to get money, and then you work on something on the side, do a passion project, something you enjoy. You do something you enjoy, and then once it makes enough money that it surpasses your previous income, then you quit the job and you go all in on that. Because if you had a choice on whether to work on things you love and things you hate, you always do things that you love. Because again, they're illusioning to you that money is everything. Money's not everything. Happiness is everything. Happiness is all that matters in life, other than health. If you're healthy, but then if you're healthy, you're happy at the same time. You're happy that you're not just thinking about how am I going to be better? How am I going to survive today? How am I going to have food to eat? Because as long as you have a roof over your head and food to eat, that's all you need. And things you actually enjoy in life. That's all you need for fulfilling life. Because the last thing you want in your life is to do things you never wanted to do in the first place, while you never get to do the things you wanted to do. And I fear that if you go down this path of doing things that you hate just because you gotta ascend in your career, you just fall into their trap, the ladder. You're just gonna be slowly climbing the ladder where, while you're not gonna be any more, you're gonna continue to work for 30, 40 years. And that's just not what anybody wants, right? You want to work at least as amount as possible and retire as early as you can. So-called retire. You're probably going to be still working, but doing things that you actually enjoy, not working a job that you just hate doing. That's the goal. And so if you're not doing things that you like, you're never going to take steps towards that goal. So that's what we should also be doing. We should be working on the side to make enough money to live, and then on the side doing a passion project, something that you love doing, but starting to find ways to make money off of it, because so you'll get the best of both worlds. You can support yourself And you also do things that you actually love. You look forward to every day, trying to go waking up and looking forward, like I'm looking forward to today. Not like those days where, man, I gotta go to work and then I'm so stressed out. I go home from work, I'm just gonna go watch TV. Because the more you do that, the more you're gonna regret. The more you're going to say, you're gonna look back 30 years from now and say, where did all that time go? Where was all the time for me? Where was all my time? Where did all my time go? Where did all the? I feel like I don't have anything I enjoy, and that's my ultimate fear. I don't want you to think to do work, and work and work and work, and you never care about what you enjoy, and then you think about 30 years later, and you say, man, I don't know what I enjoy, and it's like I wish I could do something, but I'm just too old for this, or I'm too lazy, I'm too tired, I'm too exhausted for this. Just better do it because we have a short life. We don't live long lives. So we got to make the most of it. So you got to do as much as you can, take as much time as you want, doing things that you enjoy. So first of all, that will make your 9 to 5 or your work that you hate a lot more tolerable because you at least have something that you look forward to every day. And then second of all, eventually you're going to make money off of it. And eventually you're going to live doing things that you enjoy, and you're gonna be so much happy with your life that you're gonna be so grateful that you took that risk. You followed your passion. So that's why I say you should follow your passion. You don't listen to those people that say you should do the uncomfortable thing. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy your 4th of July if you really celebrate it. If you celebrate any other days, just enjoy it because we're just living one step at a time, man. One day at a time. And I hope I'm gonna make it too. I'm really feel optimistic about it. No matter what your detractors say, even those that are close to you, you will make this work. You will make your passion project work. It's just you gotta think more. You gotta put in the work, man. And I feel like I'm putting in the work into my stuff, and I just hope that one day, man, it's going to happen, and I'm gonna feel so blessed with myself, and I'm gonna have no regrets about it. So happy 4th of July if you celebrate it. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. Follow your passion.